Where is the Vangaya Pakoda, pa? Hello and welcome to the Federal. The onion prices have shot through the roof once again. The bulb is missing from the plates. Who stole your onions? I'll tell you in next few minutes. Last week, onion quietly scored a double century and is selling at 200 rupees a kilo. Restaurants are actually looking to rewrite their menus to serve chicken no piazza. The government, slow to respond, is now importing 11,000 tons of onion from Turkey. Now this is only 0.04%. I mean it. It is 0.04% of India's total onion production. While importing such a small quantity of onion actually help? Economists call this price signaling, and this is supposed to scare the market forces, or rather hoarders, to offload their holdings. Before going any further, let's examine why actually are onion prices going up. The reasons could be delayed onset of monsoon, which implies different sowing intention, heavy rains during pre-harvest, which is this time the August-September period, destruction of crops due to pests or what are known as onion arthropod pests, or it could be due to illegal hoarding. This time it's due to excessive rains and probably a bit of hoarding. But let's look at the bigger picture and you'll be surprised there is no coherent policy. For instance, in June 2018, the government thought it could encourage onion exporters by giving them a 5% incentive on their exports. 6 months later, this 5% was increased to 10%. But after just another 6 months, in June 2019, the incentive was withdrawn. Worse, a few months later, in November, the exports were totally banned. And now this month, it has ordered imports. Talk of consistency. The real problem with onions is lack of free trade. It's the bureaucrats who still decide what is good and what's bad for the trade. Why can't the trade in onions be completely free? India is such a large consumer that once this is done, the domestic price of onion will start getting reflected in the global price. Once the government decides, the premium or discounts will take care of itself. This is classical David Ricardo, who propounded his theory on comparative advantage of a nation or a product. So it's time the finance minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, who studied economics at the JNU, brush up her Ricardo. Freeing the trade would ensure that the task is not left to some bureaucrats pushing files, but to the traders who actually deal with it on a day-to-day basis. For instance, this year, we can say with certainty the traders knew much before the officials that the onion crop was damaged due to excessive bulbul rains. If we had a free market, the traders would have begun importing more onions the moment they came to know that the crop was damaged, instead of waiting 2 whole months. The crop went bad in September, and bureaucrats are now moving on import decision in December. On the other hand, if the Indian onion prices were above the world level, as they might well be after a bad harvest, the traders automatically will stop exporting them because they're going to be fear of loss. On the contrary, they must start importing the crop when, the corollary. There are indeed arguments about not having trade in certain goods citing national security. But once a nation has opened up the trade decision on the commodities import or exports, would no longer be taken by bureaucrats. Thus, India should have free trade in onions. That would be the long-term solution to this recurring problem. The least we could do now is to know our onions. For more such videos, follow us on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, our Instagram handle, or our LinkedIn page.